Hello,
Hello.
hello. Welcome to Benney Babbles, as
Thank
usual.
you. Thanks for having me on.
It's all right, but it's usual shambles at the beginning. I try everything in the afternoon, everything works, and then I come on on the night, and it doesn't work. But yeah,
Standard.
welcome.
Standard.
You're the first guest back since it's been over a year, if not 2 years, since I've done a Benny Babbles.
Oh, it's an honour.
So thanks for yeah, it is, yeah. Count yourself lucky, young man. So introduce yourself, Luke.
My name's Luke. I'm 31 years of age. I'm a security guard, obviously, and
Oh,
in my spare time, I like to do some stand-up comedy. It was
right.
my first year last year, and I was very busy, but I'm taking it a bit easier this year because the family and stuff like that. I work a lot, so but yeah, I enjoy it.
Good. So why stand up comedy? What drove you to stand up comedy, Matt?
It's been a dream of mine for God knows since I was probably about 18, perhaps maybe before that. But I never had the balls to to do it.
The confidence. The
Yeah,
confidence.
Are we allowed to swear or no?
Yeah, you can if you want to,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
You
ball accent.
can TikTok.
But then I tried it and I loved it.
Cool. Good. So what would you say who would you say are your heroes in comedy?
It's Rod Gilbert.
Rod Gilbert is your hero, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I've been to see him 3 times now, and he's brilliant.
And do you base any of your sort of act on his style, or have you got your own
Oh
unique?
no, no, he's very angry.
Yeah.
I'm, yeah, I talk about slag myself off, my missus off, and but I'm not particularly angry on stage. I leave that for off stage.
So a bit self dis I can never say the word.
Deprecating, yeah.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Well done, Luke. Well done. So yeah, so stand-up comedy the last year. So it's I know how hard it is to get up on stage and and attempt to make people laugh. It's number one, as you said, you got to be brave. It's
Yeah, it is. It's
hard.
daunting, isn't it?
It is, and you got to have thick skin as well because you could go out one night and slay,
Yeah.
and go up the next night, exact same material, exact same order, and die on your ass.
Yeah, well, I most of my gigs, luckily, they went well, but I did a gig in Bristol back end of last year, and I travelled hour and a half to get there, and I got there, and it was an open mic night, but little did I know it was for music and poetry as well.
Oh, oh
And
yeah.
as a comedian, you know those nights are not the best.
No, they not. I was quite lucky where I had music in my act, so I could kind of get away with it. But to come straight, but I've sort of supported acts that were just stand up, and when I've turned up, then they've gone, hang on a minute, you're a music, I can't go on after you because it's hard going, following a music act with
Oh yeah,
comedy.
definitely. But I turned up. I travelled an hour and a half to do 7 minutes, and they just stayed at me for 7 minutes. And then after I was finished, I stayed to watch the guy after me, and he started playing a harmonica, and I went, "Saw this, I'm off."
But that's what it's about, doing it, because that's a
Yeah,
story.
you learn from stuff like that.
Yeah, and it gives you material as well. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
it gives you material as well. So, in the last year of obviously performing, what has been your highlight so far?
And my highlight was doing it's a comedy. It was a music festival, which you probably know about, Cumfest.
Yes, I know.
It's in Aberdeen where I'm from, and
Yeah.
yeah, I did. They started doing comedy this last year, and I went up there and just everything landed, and it was unbelievable.
Oh, I'm glad to, and I'm glad that they're doing comedy. I missed that this year. I
Yeah, and it was brilliant. I
think
went up there and I just it's every comedian's dream is for every joke to land.
it is. It
Doesn't
is.
happen a lot, but it happened on that day and it was brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't had that yet.
It'll come if you keep trying,
Going, keep going.
keep going.
So, and that sounds good. You know, with it being a local gig as well, that means something more.
Yeah, definitely. It was special, especially the reaction I got.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear
It
that.
was yeah, I think the more local you do, they understand yourself self sense of humor more.
And well, yeah, it's because you were talking about yourself. They can relate with you
You were sorry.
because most of your jokes are about you and your family. Thing they can kind of relate with that.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
They can relate with that. So, how did you find how did you find your style, or did you find?
Um I think from the start I was always gonna be a storyteller because I'm pretty good at telling stories and making them funny.
Yeah,
I'm not really a one liner type of guy. Nothing wrong with one liners, but what they do is brilliant.
it is because it's non-stop, isn't it?
It's a
But
tough skill to have.
it is it is a tough skill to have. I can just about remember my name without remembering all those jokes. Thing about stories, you know, you can, you know,
Yeah,
even if you get lost, you can find your way back to the right spot. Like,
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And you do go blank sometimes, but it's about I did it early on in stand up, and I went blank, and I just couldn't get back, and I just couldn't get any words out. But then it happened while I was a bit more experienced, and I just leaned on my experience and got back on track a little, and it went okay.
yeah.
But it can just leave you standing there like a pillock, like which is what happened to me.
Well, it comes part and parcel, really, doesn't it? With
Yeah, you gotta. It happens to every comedian. I don't care if you're Rod Gilbert, Peter Kay, Jimmy Carr. It happens to everyone.
it does, it does. Talking about Jimmy Carr, are you a fan?
I am. He's very clever.
He is, isn't he?
He's very quick.
I see him as, I don't know if you remember someone called Bob Monkhouse.
I heard of him. I didn't really see him.
Yeah, he would have been a bit before your time. And he's very much like him, very clever. It,
Yeah,
it's sharp, and yeah, I'm hoping to go and see him in November. He's in Cardiff in November.
but when he does the people shout out from the crowd, I've heard that they plant them there,
I
so
I wouldn't be surprised.
it makes them when they come up with that quick response. Then it makes them look like they've done it on the spot,
Yeah,
and
well,
everyone's like, "Oh my god, how did he do that?"
I got to say, I've used plants in in my act because sometimes you can't always rely on the audience.
No, no. You do get some difficult audience members.
And it's like I used to pull people up on stage to do stuff, and yeah, they don't always do as they told.
No, especially after a few drinks.
Exactly, exactly. So I learned my lesson there, and it was just like, right, if you can try and put a plant in, like.
Yeah, well, I did my last gig was in 18th of December. My last gig, it was in Porthcawl, and I don't know if you know the Rock in Porthcawl,
Yes, yeah,
but it was in there, and there was this one guy, young guy. He was just chops in all through. He was just butting in all the time. And I loved it because I just rinsed him.
Yeah,
But for like inexperienced comedians, that can be quite tough.
it is when you were trying to get through your act and
Yeah,
you've got,
because you're trying your best to remember your act, and then you've got someone interrupting you, so it can't. It's easy to go off then.
yeah, just go dip your dick in his pine tree. Yeah,
But I enjoyed it.
yeah, it's yeah. Some comedians, as you said, they enjoy that.
Yeah, because they get to go. You get to go off script and
Yeah,
just you don't have to remember that bit. You can just off the cuff.
yeah. So we'll go off the top of comedy a little bit now. We'll go back to Luke. Luke, who's Luke? What is Luke, and how did tell us a little bit about what brought you to comedy. What's your background
My background
apart
is
from working in this as a security guard?
yeah. I'm very sporty. I grew up playing. I used to play football, rugby. I played tennis for a lot of years.
Right.
I was just rubbish at everything.
Hey, you had a
100% effort, and then just no execution. But yeah, I've always been into my sports. I love football. I love rugby. I don't love Welsh rugby at the minute,
no.
but
It, the last few years has been a bit dodgy, but
oh, tragic. Yeah,
and I used to be big into rugby. I'm not
yeah,
so much for my own reasons, but yeah, I don't think you should blame Gatlin. He's on the tools he's got. Are
yeah.
rubbish.
That's what I say. You can't blame Gatland. The
But
players are just not good enough at the minute, and
they're
it
not.
comes all the way from the top.
Yeah, it does.
They cut the funding and stuff, and I don't know what they expect to happen.
Yeah, club rugby has been affected,
Oh,
and
it's dire.
so that's what. But
I'm
it's
sure
going to be
you.
interesting.
I was a big Ponty fan growing up, and my father would take me to a lot of the games. And I'm sure you know Sardis Road. It'd be bouncing every
Yeah.
game,
Oh God, yes,
and that's just like it could be a home game against Dunvant, and it'd be rammed.
it would. And you go to them these days, and there's hardly anyone there. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's
It is sad to see, especially I was a massive Ponty fan, so it was hard to see when they went into the Celtic Warriors. They went bust, and I was left without the team to support.
yeah, it's sad the way the Wales has declined. As you said, it's all about investment. They were
It
making
is. You take money, and we're only a nation of 3 million people as well. So,
yeah, it's they're making plenty of money. We see the sponsorship deals that they have.
oh
So
yeah,
mismanagement somewhere of where all that money's going.
yeah. Well, it's unless they invest soon, it's not gonna improve.
No, no, you're right there.
We're going
And
to have a lot of wooden spoons over the next few years.
yeah, oh well, it's porridge for breakfast.
Yeah, at least we can stir our cowl, can we?
So, did you ever play rugby?
I did when I was from the age of 6 to 10,
Right.
and
Okay.
believe it or not, I was a hooker.
Well, I did. Well, I have heard the stories. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I did try to cut my prices, but still nothing.
I I heard the
I had to
story.
pay them. But
Oh,
no,
good.
yeah, I did play when I was younger. I enjoyed it, but as someone, I've always been really small. I was never going to be able to carry on after that because they'd all say, "Oh, you're too small," and I couldn't get away with it like Shane Williams because he had speed and footwork,
Right.
and I didn't.
Speed, footwork, and skill.
I had a bit of footwork, but I didn't have the speed to go with it, which is a bit useless.
Uh, so, tennis as well. You said, yeah, I
Yeah, I
know.
I failed at that as well, but I tried.
as well.
I was very good. There was one thing I was particularly good at the tennis is chucking my racket.
Chucking your racket
I
in.
was the best at that.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. Did you know? I hope you won some
I had
awards.
a reputation within Aberdeen Tennis Club for doing it. So
Excellent. Excellent. Right. Let's go back to the comedy. So as you said, you wanted to do it since the age of 18.
yeah,
Um,
but maybe before that. But it was something I've never, as I said, I've been everything sports rubbish at, and being funny. It always came naturally to me.
yeah. Yeah. And you've never been. I wouldn't say that you've ever been a shy.
No,
I would go at anything, to be honest.
I think I'm shy. If I meet someone new, I'm shy within the first 2 minutes, and then you can't shut me up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
But
you
yeah,
try.
I'll have a go at anything. I, well, back in COVID, I was big into my darts, which I still am. I got it on you, but I,
Probably.
s- I saw an opportunity to start. Well, I was working doing stuff for a darts brand anyway, but I saw an opportunity to start interviewing the darts players because they had bugger all to do. And I did about 26, 27 interviews.
Wow.
I was doing like two a week at one point. I'd get 3 days off and I'd be doing interviews on my days off. And
That's
I
what.
did some pretty big names as well, like very well known players. So as a big darts fan, I was like a kid in a candy shop.
I bet. Yeah. No. It's maybe that's something you should know with the resurgence of.
Yeah, well, you've seen I've gone back to my TikTok a little bit.
I have.
I
Yes.
done a bit of dart stuff, so maybe
Yeah.
I trying to mix it up a bit, maybe integrate the darts back into it, and see how it. Because my missus and my stepdaughter, they were watching the World Championships over Christmas, and they really got into it, which made me get. I was already into it, but it made me get the passion back.
Yeah. Oh no, that's brilliant. That is because yeah, it's I haven't played darts in years.
Oh no, I'm
And,
rubbish at playing it, but I can talk about it.
oh, we got a Carlos Alexis um is listening and he's messaged and said, "All right, lads, can
Hey,
all right, Carlos Alexis." There we are.
Carlos Alexis, big up.
Yeah, Carlos Manueli,
It's Carlos Manueli.
tuned in. I'll be doing a podcast with him in a couple of weeks. So
Oh, that'd be good. I'll tune in.
yeah, right there. Yeah, look, you don't stop crashing, or you can get lost now. So comedy. What's ahead then? What's ahead, dude?
I've got a gig on the 21st of February in Cardiff. That's my only gig this year so far, but as I said, I'm winding it down a little bit because it takes its toll on family life, and
Well, it is. It's really a life of a single man, really, isn't
it
it?
is definitely, yeah, but I didn't have the life experience when I was single.
No.
I didn't have a missus to talk about
Yeah, she's giving you
and
women.
kids to slag off.
Yeah, but in a way, it's good. And with the advent of the internet now, you can do more. So
Yeah, you can do stuff on TikTok and
yeah,
YouTube and stuff like that.
people can get to see you on places like that. So do you want to tell people where they can find you online?
TikTok, Luke Jones Comedy, nice and easy. Um, Instagram is, I think it's Luke Jones 13059. No, Luke Jones 1993. That one is.
1993.
And I'm on Facebook where there's millions of Luke Joneses. So good luck with that one.
You on Instagram, I think you can change it now, so you might be able to change it to Luke Jones Comedy, so they're all the same. So
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I don't go on it very often.
it's because I mean, as you know, I do TikTok as well, and with Carl. I do comedy stuff with him. And oh, you said it's nice to see you, Luke. All right, man. Okay, you've said your bit. Um, uh, um, it's I think for comedians and entertainers, I think it's a really good place to sort of soundbite
Yeah,
your material.
yeah, definitely. But I don't like to give too much away.
Well, no, obviously, but what I like about your TikTok stuff is, as you say, it's not really your material you're doing. You talk about the darts
Yeah,
or thing that's going on that day,
yeah, yeah,
so it's not it's but it's you. It's still you.
yeah. It's basically my experience in life and
Yeah, because
what.
I find when I tune in sometimes, or it's because you're doing it in work and you're in the car.
Yeah,
It reminds me of watching an episode of Marion and Jeff.
I don't know.
You see Marion and Jeff?
No.
Oh, you've got to look this up. It's Rob Brydon. Is the thing really that made Rob Brydon. He
Oh,
used
I
to,
like Rob Brydon as well.
yeah. Have a look for that. You'll
Yeah,
find
definitely.
it's him just driving around in his car, just talking, and it's yeah. So it does. It catches me, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. And I like just sitting here listening to you.
Yeah, well, I always trying to think of new stuff, but you can't force it. You gotta
No, you
you
can't.
you
You,
if you force it, it's gonna be shit. So you just gotta wait for it to come to you.
yeah, yeah. No, you're right
It's like
there.
with the comedy, people think you can just sit there and write stuff down, but if you've got to wait for something to pop into your head and then write it down.
You have. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, as you said, you
You
force
can
it.
go months without thinking of something, and then all of a sudden something will pop into your head, and then oh, that's good.
What's your What would you say is your goal in comedy?
Well, ultimately, it's to be rich and famous and funny. But
Famous and
yeah,
fun.
uh, uh, I've always wanted to make it big, but as you said, it's tough when you got a family and stuff.
It
And
it get easier
you,
as they get older, though. As the kids are getting older, they won't need
yeah, when I'm in my like late 30s, early 40s, perhaps I can go at it a bit harder again.
Yeah,
But
was it John Bishop? I think he was in his 40s
yeah,
before.
yeah, he was very late.
So it's
It
never ever too late. I always
a lot.
we've had
You either gotta be relentless and do it like full time, like quit your job to move in with your mother, do it full time, or you just got to have a bit of luck
yeah, and patience. I think.
and patience. Yeah, the last year I just I was trying to gig as much as I could,
Yeah,
and I enjoyed it. But as I said, when you've got a family, it's difficult, and it takes it out there as well.
it does. It does, and it's maybe we can sort of look at other ways of sort of putting your work out there. So it's not you're not at the road is by using social media and doing
Yeah,
what
definitely.
and yeah, but I reckon doing another pod, sort of interviewing like this podcast with
Yeah, I like a good chat. You know me, so
I do, and yeah, and maybe doing something like this would be good for you. As you know, you could
yeah.
go.
I'd love to. It's just the technical stuff I'm not very good at.
Luke, I will teach you that. It's so easy. It's honestly, well, saying so easy with all the mess we had earlier with the sound, but
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's something that I've done wrong. That is somewhere. It wasn't the technique. It wasn't the machine. It's me somewhere. But no, it
yeah.
is easy to do. Oh, we got another person more. Oh, Neil Bishop.
Is he John's brother?
He's saying hello as well. Are you Bish?
Hello, Neil.
Yeah, Plenty of people coming to watch us. So
Oh, that's good. That's good.
that's good. So
What
yeah,
about
so
you, Geraint? What you got going on at the minute?
oh goodness gracious me! Look, he's turning the tables on me now. Look, I
I
tell him,
am, yeah.
I encourage him, and then he takes over mine. What am I going on at the moment? I'm writing. I'm doing some workshops, writing some workshops at the moment. Um, for doing, as you know, I'm a therapist.
Yeah.
Um, and coach. So I'm writing some workshops on self-development, law of attraction, spirituality, and one about sort of kind of reinventing yourself. So I've got a few of them on the cards. I'm writing a new book. Um, that's coming along slowly. I thought I'd finished it, and then you go away for a week, and then you go back and look at it and go, "Oh, bloody there's loads of spelling mistakes. There's loads of things I got to change in here." So yeah, so I've got to go back to that and doing more of these, launching Benny Babbles again. I
Yeah,
miss like
everyone
you.
likes to listen to a good old podcast, doesn't he?
They do, and as you know, I like talking as well. So it's perfect. It's a
Yeah,
perfect place. It is a perfect place to have a podcast going live on Facebook and YouTube. So
yeah. You getting it?
did you see the song that I had? I
Yeah,
done.
I was dancing and threw me off track. I was enjoying it so much.
Did that play at the beginning?
It did play, yeah.
I didn't hear it in my end. See,
Oh,
that's
I
what it was.
heard in my end, yeah.
I didn't hear it in my end. Yeah. It's amazing what AI can do.
Yeah,
I
what a
was in,
world we live in now.
but yeah, Tina, my
You
girlfriend.
didn't see her coming when he was playing on your wooden horse in the 80s, was it?
No, no way. Of going to my phone and going right then. What I want a jingle for my podcast. It's called Benny Babbles, and I talk to people on it. And within a minute, I've got a jingle there. I got a 2.5 minute song about my podcast, and I'm just like, and it's brilliant. It was
It is,
it's
yeah.
like, oh my god, that's frightening. As a musician, well, singer, musician, that's frightening.
It is frightening, yeah. And you haven't got to go and ask a random person in public to write the song for you, which is good.
Yeah, well, yeah, it saves me money that way, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, it is. I'm like I've when AI first sort of emerged, I was a bit like ooh, ooh, but I've kind of sort of
Oh,
leaned
you
in.
see everything now. It's crazy.
Oh, it is. So I kind of if I can't beat it, join it. So I've leaned into AI quite a bit, and I've been using it for different things, having conversations with it, and the like. But it can't write jokes. That's the good thing. But
You no,
it can't write an original funny joke.
nothing beats an original funny joke made from your own personal experience. And
Yeah, it can't do that, and I'm glad of that. And it's like because my thing was it can't do jokes and it can't write music. It's
I hope
done.
I can't tell jokes about Pingu because that's my best joke.
That's my favorite joke. That is.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's favorite now, and I've got I gig with comedians and they've heard that joke loads of times, but I say yeah, and I'm looking at them in the audience, and I can see I'm starting to giggle.
Well, it's a believable story. You know what I mean?
It is a
And
true story. I've just twisted it.
yeah, it's and because I think because people relate to you when you're doing it because
Yeah.
you have a kind of awkward presentation.
Oh, thanks, Gay. No, I know. I've got a habit of swaying because
Yeah,
I get nervous. So I've
yeah.
tried to cut that. I have managed to cut it out to an extent.
But I think I'm watching you is I think that's coming a part of you as well now.
Yeah.
Because it's yeah. I can feel your nervousness when you're there, and that adds to the funniness of
I think the more nervous I come across, the more better.
yeah, it does.
Because when I say something funny, then people I think they find it more funny then. Because I look so awkward, but then I come out with whatever.
Yeah, well, sometimes, and you look more surprised than the audience that everyone's laughed.
It is. It's I suffer with anxiety and everything, so it's tough. But before I go on, I have about 10 shits.
Well,
And
I ask you about your anxiety. Obviously, we know each other well now, and
yeah,
we've spoke about your anxiety in the past. How have you adapted your anxiety to cope with getting on stage and doing what you do? And has it changed other parts of your life?
it's a good question. So whenever I'm gigging, like I'll be nervous, so nervous all day, and I've there's been gigs when I've just been about to go on, and I've thought, how the hell am I going to do this? Because my legs are going, I can barely feel my legs, and I feel sick. But then I get up there, and once you get that first big laugh, it settles out. You know it, or maybe you know. I don't know how good you are, but once you get that first big laugh, it settles you right down,
Yeah, it does. You're right there.
and it's still there, but yeah, it has helped, I suppose, because it gives you the confidence then to, like, I was bullied a lot as well in school and stuff. So now I'm doing something and people appreciate it
Yes.
and they laugh at me and not with me. With me and not at me, sorry.
Yeah, you better get that the right
So
way.
it's like I've learned from that stage of my life, and I thought, oh no, hang on, I can make people laugh, and I can be someone.
Do you think that, as you said about being bullied in school, do you think that's how you developed your sense of humor to deal with it?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. And maybe gave me a bit of a thicker skin. And I do wish, like, I was as quick as I am now with my wit, because I could have just shut them down.
Yeah,
But I know why they bullied me is because of my good looks. So
of course, of
it was
course.
definitely, yeah,
That goes without saying, that is, Luke.
100%.
150%, but
And it's jealousy in it. But
you,
you just gotta think, it's not my
yeah.
fault.
So obviously you're taking this year a bit slower.
Yeah.
Uh, are you looking? Are you going to? While you're going to be spending more time with the family. So obviously, I was going to say, are you going to be writing more material? So I suppose is that the real reason you're spending time with the family this year is to gain more material for your tour next year?
To be honest, I haven't thought of anything new since a few months now, but I'm sure I will do.
Yeah,
And the more time I spend with the family, the more I think the more I'll be itching to get back to it because they'd be doing my head in.
yeah,
But yeah, it just comes, it pops into your head when you don't expect it. But the more experiences you have with the family, the more you got to talk about. When your kids grow up and they say something silly, or your missus says something silly, which happens all the time.
yeah.
But she's not very bright, but don't tell
So
her that.
you said you've got one coming up now. Where was it? In Bristol? Did you say?
No, Cardiff.
No, Cardiff.
Cardiff, yeah.
So do you want to tell them where that was again in case people want to come and see you?
It's in the it's called Drones Comedy Club. It's in Market Street in Cardiff. I'm not 100%. I just know it's in Market Street.
then
But
they are.
if anyone's following me on socials, I can give the address when I know more.
Yeah, I
But
like
yes,
that bit.
it's a couple of months since my last gig, but I don't think it'll affect me too much as long as I put the practice in, which I normally do. Then I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, it's probably, it takes a while for it to become second nature to you, where it's.
Yes, every time I've got a gig, I like to practice a good couple of weeks before, just to make sure I've got everything's there and I haven't got a stutter and stuff like that.
Well, good. Well, talking about practicing, how do you practice? Do you do it in front of a mirror? Do you do it in the
No,
car?
no, that's
Doing it
I can't stare at myself for that long. It turns me sick. But and I'll crack a few mirrors. Basically, I work 12-hour shifts, so I go to I drive to work. I just practice when I'm driving. I turn the music down. I practice. Sometimes I leave the music on. So if you can get through it with music in the background, you're laughing.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
hopefully they'll be laughing. And yeah, I do that on the way to work, and then I'll do it on the way back from work. And it's all of it is just done in the car on my way to work and on the way back.
Right. Okay. Now that's interesting to know, because it's sort of yeah, that's a time that you get to yourself, really.
Yeah, because I can't practice with people listening. I just can't do it.
I the same. Singing didn't bother me, but to do the comedy, I couldn't. In fact, it got to the point where we'd rehearse with the band, um, and I never rehearsed the comedy with the band. They
Yeah.
didn't know what I was going to do until we were on stage actually doing it.
So it
Um,
was off the cuff.
Lots of it was lots of it was kind of scripted, as in, right, I'm going to do this and this, but I never really knew what was going to happen, because I like that sort of
And that's
uncertainty.
a skill in itself because that's really hard to do.
Yeah, and it was but for me it wasn't so much about making the audience laugh. If I could make the band laugh,
Yeah.
then I was happy. I was, because they'd see me over and over and over again doing
Yeah, but
stupid.
they see a different side to you then.
Yeah, and it's when, if I can do something that makes them crease, then it's like, right, yeah, I'm happy. Usually the audience will get what I was doing, but it
Yeah.
was an odd act anyway, singing and stand up and doing magic and cooking and things like that. So it was a bit of a strange act, but
Yeah.
no,
It's not something you see every day, really.
no, it's not. And maybe one day I'll come back with it. One day.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know about you, but when when I'm doing a gig in front of family, I get way more nervous
Yeah,
than than doing it in front of a bunch of strangers.
yeah, totally,
If
totally.
someone I know is in our audience, I get so nervous.
Well, yeah, it's because they know when it's with strangers, it doesn't matter.
No, you're probably not going to see them again.
It's like they forget about me by tomorrow.
Yeah,
You they're going to go to sleep tonight, and but tomorrow I'll be a memory.
yeah,
But yeah, somebody it's like, oh no, they might stop me in Tesco's on Tuesday and ask me about that bit.
yeah.
Yeah,
No
it
one's
is.
ever done that with me yet.
Well, that's because they've all got you jokes.
Well, someone did shout the other day. They said, come back, come back. So I went to sign the autograph. He said, no, you haven't paid for that.
I like it. I like cats.
It was only a pot noodle.
It was only a pot noodle. Let me think now if there's anything we haven't covered. Um, I think we've covered most of sort of what you enjoy. Oh yeah, comedy. So what? Obviously, we've think that Rod Gilbert is your comedy hero. But what kind of comedy films and things like that do you enjoy?
Oh, I don't know. Um,
I've
40-year-old
started.
virgin because I wasn't far off that.
Okay, yeah. Do you know what? I've never seen that film.
You joking?
I've never seen that film, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, it's a very good film. You should watch that.
It's, what's his name in it?
Steve Carell.
And I like Steve Carell.
Yeah,
Is
he's good in most things,
he is? He's a good actor.
especially that.
40-Year-Old. Well, yeah, that's a film for me to look out.
Another 13 years, I would have been there.
Nothing wrong with starting late, but
No, no. But then when you do get started, then when the problems come, then
yeah, that's
you have
true.
kids and your
Yeah.
life is over.
Well, yeah. I can't say nothing.
But I had a break from comedy and spent more time with the kids, and I have started to grow a little bit fond of them.
This time.
Yeah, they get on my tits, but I do love them deep down. I think.
Well, it's you started comedy to have a rest from the kids, like.
Yeah, but then my missus is on my case then when she's on.
Oh, wait until you get the millions, man. Wait till you get the millions.
I told her to her, it didn't help.
Yeah, she said, yeah, the
Don't
millions.
think she believed me.
No, well, oh, my, oh, I feel for you, but.
Because she came to my first ever gig, and you seen that because I sent it to you, and
Yeah.
most of it was about her, and she was in the front row, and I glanced down at her, and she was slumped in her seat. Like, when is this going to end?
Making her famous, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think she's seen it that way at the time, but
You'd have to give her a stage name or something. You'd have to find a false name so that you can use for her.
yeah, like Patricia or something like that.
Then you can say, look, it's not really you. It's this character that of Patricia we talk. Obviously.
Yeah, maybe, but I not a lot, too much is about her anymore. It's mostly about myself and
Yeah.
taking the piss out of myself, which people love because it shows you're down to earth. And
Yeah. There's nothing worse than having someone that there's non-stop, of taking the piss out of the audience, really. It's
yeah, because that can
easy.
get too much.
Yeah, well, it can, and that's where you're gonna sort of get bad
If
heckles.
if someone's being a bit of a nuisance and heckling, that's fair enough. You can have a little bit of banter, but you can't just really attack anyone because some people will take it well. Most people will take it well, but you could pick on someone really vulnerable and it
Or
can cause problems.
yeah, or even worse, you could pick on somebody really big.
And he can knock you out. Yeah,
Yeah, that's even worse. That is.
yeah, that won't end well. No,
No, it wouldn't.
it may seem a good idea at the time, but not when you're in A&E at 3 in the morning.
No, exactly. It's not fair. It's not. It's not on. It's not on.
No, that's why I tend to pick on dwarfs because they're more my size. They're only a little bit taller than me, so I got a chance.
Older than you. You can get away with it. Oh well, Luke. I gotta say, dude, I really enjoyed our chat today. It's
Yeah, it's been really nice.
when you get back in now, I'm sure you will. I'd love to have a chat with you. We'd love to have a chat. Go for a cuppa or something, and
Yeah,
what
100%.
see what options you got, to carry on. But I think, as you said earlier, but doing a podcast like this, going back to all the dart players that you spoke to, and seeing what's happened to them since the.
Oh, a lot of them have gone really big now, so they
Oh well.
probably don't want to know me.
Oh, hey, all you got to do is send them a message, and once you get one or two, the rest of them will come then, because they'll be like,
Yeah,
oh,
to be fair, I gained a pretty good reputation, and I don't know if you've heard of the player Chris Dobie.
yeah,
He's now up to world number 10, I think.
wow,
And he did a exhibition in Abercrombie last summer.
right.
And me and the missus went, and we had VIP tickets, so we got to meet them and have a chat. And he said, right, Luke, how you doing, mate? He remembered me.
Oh, cool. That's good. Well, the thing is, you are memorable when you meet you. it's only me two. They remember you. You're a nice
I
lad.
like to think I got one of those faces you don't remember. It's not always good.
It's not, but no,
No.
I think starting up with something like that. And if you need help,
Oh,
let me know.
look, it's the dickhead who nicked the pot noodle the other day.
It was only pot noodle though.
Yeah, but it was beef and tomato, and I don't even
Oh,
like it.
but I would say if it was a chicken one, I could understand.
I thought it was a Bombay bad boy, but I didn't have my glasses on.
See, that's the thing. I'm blind without my glasses as well.
Oh no, everything's fuzzy. Well, I
I
got mine off.
I had a bath this morning, and I got out of the bath, and I couldn't find my glasses anywhere. I got 3 pairs of glasses, so there's no excuse why I couldn't find one pair of glasses. But I finally found them then, and then as soon as I put them on, I could see the other 2 pairs of glasses. I was like, oh, there
So
they are.
sometimes I go to Tesco, I forget to put them on. I think I'll be all right, and then I think I don't remember there being so many speed bumps.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yep.
And then blue lights everywhere. Then I don't get it.
I have in the morning put my reading glasses on, and been spent like most of the day going, God, my eyes today are playing hell with me, like. But yes, because I got the wrong glasses on. You got your reading glasses on.
Oh, see, I not rich enough to have 2 different types of glasses.
I got too many pairs of glasses. Right. Okay, we're going to call that right now. Again, thank you
Yeah,
so much, dude. This will be available now straight away on Facebook for you to share, and I think in about 5 minutes on YouTube if you want to share that.
yeah.
We'll definitely come back. When you've started back, look, you can come back and tell us how your year has been and everything. But thank you so much.
This year, oh,
Say it again. Yeah, this year. Yeah, we'll have you back on this year. Expect you to be doing something this year. I'll be pushing.
thank you for having me on.
Oh,
Podcast is always something I fancy doing, so it's been good.
yeah, and I said I think you'd be good at it. You'd be a good host as well, dude, because you're a good chatter. This has been so easy.
Thank you.
Some people, it's like
It hasn't been too difficult for me either.
no, oh, good. I'm glad. Well, let's have a look where I got to go now. Right, yes. Thanks very much then to everyone. It's a goodbye from me. It's a goodbye from Luke, and I'll see you in the next week with another episode of Benney Babbles.
I'll be watching.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Bye. I want to see if it's going to go. Yeah. Here we go.